I'm here with Nick Funchen in Pennsylvania. Nick, you are my top bees wholesaler. You reached over 2,000 buyers on bees. Above 50% of your on-premise business is now on bees.
Thanks for the intro, Renaud. It's an honor to be on the program.
Can you tell me a little bit how you got there, how you started, how everybody reacted to bees at first, and how the platform is working for you right now?
We first heard about bees at a C4 meeting actually in 2020 with Michelle and Brendan. And from there, we really didn't revisit it for probably a year and a half or so, and really things started to take off for us in 2022. When we first started talking about bees, it was critical for us that the bees app worked as good as, if not better, than what we were currently using. When we felt collectively, us and the bees team, that we were there, we launched. And so we launched in early 2022 with varying degrees of success, I would say, out of the gate.
What were the challenges that you encountered at first?
So at first, I would say the most critical piece for us to get right was sales rep buy-in. We anticipated that we would be able to get that right out of the gate, but a little bit of a learning experience for us. It took some time, right? A lot of our sales reps were concerned about job security primarily. Also, it's change, and a lot of folks at our business have been with us for a while. So this was something quite different than what we've been preaching for years, which was primarily, hey, sales rep, you guys control the order, take the order, get the order. That's the most important thing. This is a pretty big sea change, right, from that. So in order to get sales rep buy-in, we really needed to stay consistent with messaging and with training and maintaining a positive attitude. It sounds fairly simple, but it was critical that we were consistent in those pieces. And once we started getting some small wins, we made sure we were celebrating those, and then things started to really snowball from there and turn into quite a bit of success. The second biggest challenge was actually getting the retailers to download the app, right? So initially, we were communicating via email or communication in the mail, and or trying to have our sales reps sell in this new tool, right? But our sales reps are more familiar with selling beer. We don't sell in technical solutions necessarily, or they certainly weren't used to doing that. So training the sales reps, we executed, and then the most success we had with retailers was having our reps actually walk through the downloading of the app, placing the app on their home screen ideally. I would say hot tip, if you can get the app next to Amazon or Facebook or something that they use a lot, chances are you'll be able to maximize the Bees app if it's on their home screen. So having the sales rep walk through actually downloading the app and placing the first order with the accounts was critical for both building the sales rep's confidence, but also building the retailer's confidence. Once we were able to do that, things really started to explode for us. We were hovering around between 30 and 35% of our orders coming in through a digital ordering platform before we relaunched Bees. In the summer of 22, when we solved those first two issues, it was our goal to get to 100%. At the end of 22, we were at 70% of our total orders coming through digital platforms. 60% of our orders are coming through Bees, and that represents about 85% of our total volume.
What do your reps say about the Bees app now that they've used it more than once and it's part of their routine?
The single biggest benefit for our sales reps is time. When you take the order taking process away from the sales rep, they now have, depending on the size of the account, anywhere between 15 to 30 minutes probably per account that they're not taking the order anymore. They're focusing on selling in programming, merchandising, hitting the right price points, all the critical things that we need to do collectively to grow share in the marketplace and win in 23 and beyond.
What does the retailer say about the platform?
For the retailers, they're also saving some time, right? If you think about how they placed orders or wrote orders historically, depending on the account, some of them would walk the store, write everything down on a piece of paper that they knew they needed, wait for the sales rep to come in, give them that piece of paper, or put it all in an email, or put it all in a text, and send that to the rep or to a customer service rep or what have you. Now, they put it in once, and the sales rep immediately gets that order, right? And then they can consult with that owner or that manager on their next call. So it's given them some time back, number one. Number two, they have access to our entire portfolio in their pocket or on their laptop. That has definitely helped us increase our distribution. And everything's there, right? So you have our entire portfolio list, you have pricing, you have UPCs, specials, QDs, all of that is right there. Not to mention their invoices, right? So they don't have to call into the office anymore to ask a question about an old invoice. It's all there. One of my favorite stories it's an anecdotal story from one of our sales reps. One of our accounts was, who downloaded the app on their home screen, was at a dentist office waiting to get, cavity filled. And they had 30 minutes of downtime while they're waiting. They're scrolling through the app, and then they texted our rep, "Oh, hey, you just picked up 10 placements." So for us, we're capturing this new time from the retailer to make sales, which is incredible.
Jen, thanks for coming today.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Want to talk to you about Bees today. Was it easy to sign up for Bees?
Yeah, you just download the app, put your email address in. It shows on the app, like at the home page, the dates that are available to deliver. There's special instructions at the bottom if for the drivers, like times that you open, if you have empty kegs they can pick up. There's also a point where you can, a part in there where you can just have your par order. So you go through and just hit everything that you might need. It saves your information. Searching for it's super easy. All you have to do is go to the search bar, type in whatever beer you're looking for, and it shows the quantities of what's available, and it shows the packaging sizes that they have.
What advice would you give other retailers about the Bees app and signing up for the app?
I was very hesitant to sign up. I'm not tech savvy. One more app on my phone kind of scared me. I say just give it a shot. It is foolproof to order. For some reason you forget something or you think you ordered too much, your rep automatically gets an email when you put the order in so they can add or take something off if need be.
How has it helped Penn Beer and JT Bankers in our relationship?
I think it helped because it takes away the monotony of sitting down with my rep, with going over order. Like I said, everything's at my fingertips of what's available. So I can sit down and have more conversations about upcoming promotions that are available for us, what would be beneficial to bring into our restaurant. And it's helped us, I feel like, bring more beers into our restaurant just because we have more one-on-one time.
What is your favorite part about the Bees app?
Honestly, my favorite part is that I can do it at any given point. I'm not just the bartender and the bar manager, so working 4 days a week and having specific days that I get delivery, it's contingent on when I can get my orders in. So it is convenient on my downtime while I'm working to be able to just pull my phone out, start it. If I get busy, I can put it away, bring it back out because it saves it for me. And it also is super convenient to know what's available and what's not. Like I said, it's in bright red. You cannot miss it if something is available or not available.
I'm here with Nick. Do you feel the app will allow you to interact more with the retailer from a Penn Beer point of view?
Yes. So I think there are a handful of things we're very excited about for 23 and beyond. I would say the most imminent one is just that, right? So accelerating retailer communication. What are we focusing on from a mega brand standpoint? How are we driving our priorities through the app? We're doing an okay job of that now, but I'm very excited about where we can take this thing in the future. Right? So our initial goal in 22 was to get to 100%. Right? We're not quite there, but we're going to get there in early 23. And once that happens, well, then what are we doing? What's next? Right? And I think what's next is just that, more retailer communication. Number one, it's probably the biggest thing that we can do out of the gate. The second thing I'm very excited about is retailer or consumer insights data that we'd be able to pull from the app. Well, that's amazing. That's very powerful. That's definitely a competitive advantage, and we're looking forward to being able to do that. When I think about where does Bees go even further out in the future, I think that at the end of the day, our dream for what Bees could be is that it's a 360 tool, a 360 sales and service tool. So right now, we're using it to take orders, and that's great. We're going to go on the offense with retailer communication in early 23, and then we're hoping to be able to close the loop from a retailer communication standpoint by being able to communicate what their service expectations could and should be. And so what I mean by that is, hey, will we be able to geofence our entire fleet and say, hey, your order left the building today at 6 a.m., Mr. Retailer, you're the 6th stop and we'll see you at noon. That's our dream. I don't know that we'll get there in 23, but that's definitely where we want to go.
Absolutely. And imagine combining volume information from Bees and space information from Iris by retailer. You get a lot of good insights there as well.
Yeah, and so that's a good point. One of the things we are planning on doing with sales reps additional time, right, is to be able to dig into things like Iris. So how can we use other tech enablers that are out there for us to better increase our share, sell more beer at the end of the day, right? And so I think Iris is a big piece of that, particularly for off-premise cold space. I mean, it's critical that we're winning there and that we have insight and transparency into what's happening on the shelf.
Any big resistance still in the market, either from the retailer side or the sales team side on Bees?
No big resistance, but that prompts me to mention a learning that I think is important, right? So we got everybody we could get by doing our best at selling it in, right? And so at a certain point we basically hit a maximum threshold. And so our next step to close those gaps is we rolled with a soft mandate, I'd say, for on-premise D accounts only, and in the fourth quarter of last year. I was anticipating some resistance, but to be honest, we had none. And we have a lot of on-premise D accounts. It's a lot of accounts to have not complaining, right? And so I think a critical learning there is that the first person that those accounts call when they find out about this is the sales rep. And if the sales reps are on board and believe in the tool, well, then they're going to say, hey, Mr. Retailer, this tool is amazing. Let me come in and I'll explain it to you. It's great. You're going to love it. And that's what happened. If you don't have the frontline sales reps on board, it might not go that way. It could very easily say, oh, I don't know, they're making us do this. And then at that point, you're dead in the water, right? So what we found over time was that it's critical to have the sales reps on board to be able to field those questions from the retailers when we eventually get to a point where we might be considering broader mandates and say, we're not there yet, but we're getting there.
What do you think AB needs to keep doing to make sure this platform remains relevant for you, for the retailers?
My biggest ask to Anheuser-Busch would be to continue to invest in the platform. As I think we all know, shelf life on tech is relatively short. And so if we're not investing in the future of what this can be and could look like, well, then we could very easily fall behind. I'm extremely encouraged about where we are to date. The biggest ask is just please keep investing. The tool is great. The tool is getting much better at a relatively fast clip. And I think that the future of our partnership and for the entire wholesaler system is very bright if we can maximize this thing. I think we have a very specific window where we have a competitive advantage, and that window is now. And so we need to strike now. And the ask would be, please keep investing. Make sure that Bees is cutting edge.
All right, Nick. Well, we heard it all. Thanks a lot for the insights. Thanks for your support. You can count on AB to keep evolving the platform, making it a very relevant tool for your sales team.
Thanks, Renaud.